Roadshow on mentoring every alternate weekend. Hope some of you also attended our last program on access to finance. Today we have two expert mentors with us who will answer your queries on digital marketing and branding. Many of you have already shared your questions with us in advance, and I will be taking them up. And you are also free to please put us during the Q&A session. Use the chat box and share your questions with us. With that, I would like to begin this session and welcome Ms. Harjinder Kaur Talwar, who is the co-chair of the FICCI Flow Empowering the Greater 50% campaign. She is also the past president of FICCI Ladies Organization and the MD and CEO of Comvision India Private Limited, being a very successful entrepreneur herself. Welcome, ma'am, and I now invite you to please make your welcome address.
Thank you so much, Uma. And I'm very delighted to be here this morning. Anna, thanks for being here and thanks for being with us. And I welcome you all to this very important session. Empowering the greater 50% is a result of perfect collaboration between FICCI and Flow. It's a unique campaign which has been specially designed to give more power to the women of India who have the potential to enhance India's GDP. Our vision is to foster inclusion at every level of economy and enterprise by focusing on critical enablers. Within a span of just 9 months, ever since its formal launch, the Greater 50 Vision has been able to garner an enthusiastic response from various significant quarters. We have tremendous support of government, people like you are there with us, large corporates, small and medium businesses, social impact organizations, and other visionaries and experts working towards women empowerment in India, with the focus on boosting domestic capabilities and ensuring that Make in India program of government becomes a big success. Women should be brought to the center of a new ecosystem post-COVID. Recovery will come from many quarters, and large part of this can be from women, provided they have the right enabling tools, motivation, and financial and social support, and of course, effective mentors. We are thankful to you, Ms. Roy, for assuring your full support to this ambitious campaign of Greater 50. We together formalize the commitment to facilitate mentor-mentee program for women beneficiaries through a special online mechanism. This is to help the women mentees with specific knowledge concerning a problem area. Ms. Roy, the recent gender gap report by World Economic Forum is revealing we rank 140th among 156 nations. So at this time, we have to definitely be sitting upright and doing something to make sure that we are there. We show the strength of the women in our country. For this Micro Mentor program, we have partnered with Micro Mentor, which is the world's largest community of entrepreneurs and volunteer business mentors. One could register on this platform as a mentee free of charge and benefit from the experience of global mentors who are willing to mentor and share their knowledge pro bono with you. Women, being the backbone of Indian society, are the drivers of our economic growth. It is estimated that the women in entrepreneurship can generate 150 to 170 million job opportunities, which is more than 25% of new jobs required for the entire working age population by 2030. Many times when somebody talks to me and I say that it is our dharma to earn money as a businesswoman, because if we don't earn money, we'll not be able to generate employment. And if we don't earn money, how will we be able to do good to other women who need it today? So it is a known fact that women lack funds and know little about effective marketing. Through this program of today of digital marketing, we want to help women unlock the secret of effective digital marketing as well as branding. And today, as Uma told you, is the second session in our series of virtual roadshows planned for all of you. We'll request Ms. Anna Rai to share her vision on advancing business prospects for women entrepreneurs through this engagement. We'll then have a presentation and walkthrough of WEP, Greater 50 Micro Mentor Program, following which there'll be a Q&A session with our expert mentors present here today who will address your queries on digital marketing and branding. With these words, requesting Ms. Roy, Senior Advisor Niti Aayog, to please make her special address. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Ms. Talwar. Thank you, Uma, for giving me this opportunity to address many of your many of your women entrepreneurs who have joined in your initiative, FICCI Flows initiative of Greater 50. I head the Women Entrepreneurship Platform, and this is a flagship initiative of Niti Aayog. In 2017, at the end of Global Entrepreneurship Summit, which was successfully organized by India in collaboration with the US administration, uh, one thing which came out very starkly was the information asymmetry. Women entrepreneurs had all the enthusiasm, they had the vision, but it was found that information was lacking. uh, they were not aware of many of the initiatives of government of India, state governments, and other entities. So Mr. Amitabh Kant, who is the CEO of Niti Aayog, he announced setting up of a women entrepreneurship cell, with the hope that the cell will be able to provide the necessary information. And I was made in charge of heading this cell and setting it up and managing it. This was my first experience with entrepreneurship per se, and a gender related issue. I had to do a lot of groundwork, a lot of research. And in this research, I realized that we really do not need another quote unquote cell in the government of India, because there are numerous initiatives already in place by government of India, various departments, by state governments, by industry bodies, by corporates, by civil society, as well as international organizations. What we need is to provide this information in a seamless manner to the beneficiaries. So instead of women entrepreneurship self, we called it the women entrepreneurship platform and converted into a aggregator platform. Leveraging technology, we made it online to begin with the vision that we will parallelly be also doing offline initiatives, because just online in a country like India, which is so vast, the scale is so high, only online initiatives really do not work. So we had a grand vision, and the purpose of the platform was, like initially I used to call it Uberization of entrepreneurship ecosystem. Purpose was to bring in all the players in this ecosystem at one place, so that not only can they showcase their initiatives, but they can also work with each other with the hope of scaling up their individual initiatives through collaboration. So in that effort, we reached out to FICCI, and Sangeeta Reddy, with her dynamic leadership, had really launched this initiative, which really came across as a very, very welcome and proactive initiative, something which was different from the other mentorship programs which I had seen. And I was very conscious that any mentorship program which we will partner with should not just be reduced to a one way traffic. It should be a two-way traffic. There should be clear goals set. There should be scoping of the engagement, and there should be a feedback loop where
We can't listen to you, Miss Roy. I think you're muted.
now, am I audible?
Yes, now. Yes.
Okay.
I think we missed quite a lot, and we would request you to repeat because you're really talking. We want to hear it all since last
So,
one.
till when do you was I audible? Till which
When
point?
you
When you were
when you
talking,
were talking about the features of our micro mentor platform, that it had the feedback. Yeah.
Yes. So these were the features we were looking for. And I was very happy to note that this was one initiative which was covering all the bases. And wherever we thought there is any gap, we had a very proactive team of Jyoti and Uma who worked with us, and we covered those gaps. So that is the spirit of collaboration in which government and private sector needs to work together, where there is no one-upmanship, there is collaboration, and there is, any kind of comment is taking in a constructive manner, and we work towards bettering the whatever program we have in place. So today, Greater 50 is fully aligned with the principles and the vision of Women Entrepreneurship Platform. So this is, I'm very happy to note that today is the second virtual road show. Because of COVID, we have to go virtual, but hopefully in times to come, we will have some physical interactions also. But even in virtual, I would request all the participants of today's roadshow to register on WEP if they have not already registered, and also to fully use this, because we propose to have a one-to-one mentor-mentee program as well. And give us your feedback. There is a community page on WEP, which is an interactive page which will not only help answer your queries, but also help the community at large, because they will be able to kind of get to know, when we resolve many of your queries, the others also benefit from it. So please use the community page. Please use this initiative of Greater 50 through WEP. Register on WEP. Use the other facilities of WEP, and please give us your feedback for making our services better. We, on the 8th of March, in collaboration with FICCI and United Nations, we also announced the Women Transforming India Awards for 2021. So by the mid-April, we hope to release the application form. I would also use this platform to spread the message that please look at the application, and either self-nominate or nominate any other entrepreneur whom you feel fit the bill and are eligible for considering under the WTI award. So that is the second thing which I wanted to say. And lastly, I would, kind of say that we can only kind of do this much, but without active collaboration of all the parties, we will not be able to achieve our goals. So active collaboration by the beneficiaries is very important. It should be a two-way process. Please use the facilities which we have provided on the platform, give your feedback, and help us in providing you the services that you really deserve. With that, I would request Uma to start the proceedings of the day, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for, elaborating, setting the context, and also talking about shared vision. And absolutely, I think the government offering so many services and in collaboration with FICCI and other partners, it's up to the really the entrepreneurs to make use of all these services which are being provided free of cost, and they can really make use of it. And also, like you mentioned, ma'am, all the FAQs that we will be publishing on the WEP's community page, so that others who have joined, who have not joined, can also make use of those question and answers. So we will be publishing those FAQs also in the community page. So with that, I'll very quickly share the a small walkthrough on the platform, post which we will start our Q&A session with our expert mentors. So just give me a minute, please. Sorry, I think there was some issue with my sharing. Apologies, just a second more. My screen is sort of frozen and okay, just
Think you start the next part and by
yes,
whenever you
yes,
have
yes.
this, yeah.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I hope the screen is visible to everybody, and I hope you're not viewing my screen. Okay. Yeah. Is this visible now? Sorry. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm sorry for this glitch. Yeah, so I'll just quickly take you guys through the walkthrough. So this is the WEP FICCI Flow Greater 50 Micro Mentor platform. It's very simple and very easy to use. Anybody can just log in. I'll ask my colleague Nitin to quickly put in the chat box the URL for joining. And you can very quickly, as you can see, just put your name and your email address and a password and join this page. Once you join this, it's very easy to find mentors. It's a global pool of mentors, and based on your profile and your expectations, you can just put in what you're really looking forward to in this collaboration and the kind of mentors you're looking for. You can select your country of residence from wherever you, of course, here this is for the Indian women entrepreneurs, so from India. But the mentors, of course, are from world over, so you can choose also. Once you've done this, you can also describe here what is the stage of your venture. Are you an absolute fresher, somebody who's just working on a prototype, or is it already operational and you want to scale up? And you share all those details also so that the mentors have an idea whether you are an absolute new entrepreneur or you have had some level. You can also choose whether you're a not-for-profit or a for-profit kind of an enterprise. And then you can choose the industry that best describes you. Are you from an architecture, interior design, like it shows here? Do a little bit of self-assessment in terms of do you want to create a business plan? What type of sort of activities have you already performed? You can click all of that. There are many questions, very easy to use. Once you've done, you can also share, how confident you are at the stage of your business. And what are the areas or issues that you face. So you can very simply through this icon just share this. Also questions about your employees and how do you train, what are the kind of capacity building available, where do you need help with. Once you've done that, you can then click on to what is it that you really require. Do you require help in fundraising, in leadership? Also the kind of service, is it marketing? And within marketing, are you wanting a mentor for market research, for advertising, for sales, within sales? So it's very detailed and very niche. So you can actually zero down to the exact help or requirement you have. So I'll urge all the mentees here, all the women entrepreneurs joined here, please log in today, join this platform and explore and see what best you can do. You can also share where all you operate. And you can share what are the current challenges that you have, whether it is with management, with human resources, with finance, with marketing, what are your goals. And very specific, you can write like getting clarity on 3 problem areas over the next 3 months or 6 months, and so forth. Yeah. So that's what the platform looks like, and very easy to use, like I said again. So please go over and register today itself and make use of this. And with that, I am going to come to our very interesting session that we planned for today, which is actually of the expert mentors. And before we start the session, I have honor in introducing both our expert mentors who have joined us here today. Ms. Deepa Sayal, who is the founder, director, and chief patron board member, ADG Online, Vivoki, M&N Retail, and IWIL India, and Mr. Abhik Chaudhary, who is the chief strategist and founder of Salt and Paper Consulting. A bit about Deepaji. She is a serial entrepreneur, mentor, incubator, digital transformation specialist, startup coach, and tech evangelist with over 20 years of rich experience in information technology domain. And she was featured in the CNBC TV18 amongst the 32 most impactful women changing the digital world. She has also been featured in the top 100 women entrepreneurs compendium in India conferred by Mr. Nitin Gadkari. She has been awarded several prestigious awards, including the Dun & Bradstreet Best Women Entrepreneur 2016, World Women Leadership Award, and Digital Leadership Award 2017 by the She People TV, by She the People, TV, and was featured in the Financial Express, Z News, and Your Story as an inspiring woman entrepreneur, transforming and building the next gen enterprise and value driven best practices in the digital media. She is a seasoned author and has given out the bestseller Digipedia Basic Guide to Digital Marketing and Transformation. She also consults digital impact programs for many Indian and international clients, such as Election Commission of India, Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Broadcasting Engineering Corporation of India, Ministry of Statistics, and Program Implementation Limited, along with others such as Cisco, NEC, Western Digital, ASUS, and Toshiba. She was also part of the FICCI's GA Summit to the US in February 2018. And with that, I also have the honor of introducing our next expert mentor, Mr. Abhik Chaudhary, who's a chief strategist and founder of the Salt and Paper Consulting. He's also a visiting faculty of marketing research and campaign planning at the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, New Delhi, and takes guest lectures at colleges like Washington and Lee University, US. He's a regular contributor to the Forbes, Adweek Entrepreneur, US, Fortune India, and Business Insider. He has cross-category experience of over 75 brands like Coca-Cola, Malaysia Tourism, Commonwealth Games, IMF, Hitachi, Apple, DLF, and Z, while having launched world's first licensed Bollywood apparel brand, Bollywood.oo, and India's official adventure film festival, Nat Geo and Nikon IMF Mountain Film Festival. He's also a multilingual lyricist featured on Rolling Stones India. So wonderful and welcome both of you, Abhik and Deepaji here. And with that, I would like to dive in straight into the Q&A question answer session. So my first question is actually to Ms. Deepa Sayal. So one of the questions that we've been asked by Ms. Sonal Shukla from Eco Deco, and many similar questions in fact, is that how can we build a quality team at early stage when we don't have a specific budget to offer, as salary, so let alone the digital marketing. So how to plan a strategic, marketing plan for business working in the domain, working in the domain here specifically for environment, she's asked. But otherwise, also, if you have a very small budget or you're just starting out, how do we plan a digital marketing campaign is her question. So to you, Deepaji.
Thank you, Marji. And once again, I'd like to thank you, Harjinder and Anna for giving me this opportunity. And this is a great initiative, the Greater 50. We are I would like to congratulate you for the kind of work that you're doing. So coming to the question, see, every startup has a funding issue, that is fore and foremost. For any founder, it is very important. It's very important for them to understand how to clear their fundamentals. There are 4 questions that you need to ask when you build a team. First, what is the objective that I'm trying to achieve out of the campaign that I'm trying to build when it is a digital marketing team? I would, rather than going to agencies, for startups, I would recommend that they have their own teams, basic teams. Maybe you can start with 2 people. One person, there are 2 types of campaigns that we look at. One is branding campaigns and one is, sustenance campaigns. If you're trying to build brand, let us start slow. Let us start and build a small footprint because, budget is a constraint. So I would suggest that you invest in content and social media. And on an average, I think from 35 to 40K, you can get a hands-on guy in today's market, and they can start a small footprint. And once you're comfortable enough, you can keep adding people once you start growing revenues. When your team is big enough, about 3 to 4 people, you can span and you can also build revenues through other mediums such as Google AdWords, Google search engine marketing. So there's so many things. which I'd like to talk about, to clear the basics of people that how you can do this at length. That's the answer to this. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Abhik. One of the very specific questions that Supreet Sethi from Sunrise Industries has asked is that how do we start with marketing on specific social media accounts like Facebook and others? So can you help? Is what she's asking.
Okay, sure. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here. Okay, so this is a very basic question which completely depends upon also, are you a B2B brand or you a B2C brand? Because your choice of medium will completely change on that, first of all. But specific to the kind of category and be the TG that you actually are catering to. For example, if you're catering to anywhere between 20 to 40 years of age, then your preference should be Instagram majorly. If it is 40 plus, then it should be Facebook. If you are making a lot of content for B2B people who are going to come and then view it, it can be YouTube videos that, basically they can come later and they can actually see that. The easiest and the first step is to make your Facebook business account. That is something that you can do just on your own. There are a lot of tutorials on Facebook itself that will help you to make that Facebook business account, because you can run all the ads of Facebook and of Instagram from that business account itself. If you are a B2C brand, then completely focus on building your content, because the golden rule that people forget, especially when they're starting business, is your audience is not coming to social media to buy things. They are not interested in going and looking at your brochures. Like if you make a Facebook account or an Instagram account which is full of your products or your services or your features, you have to understand your audience is there to just engage, to have fun. I would recommend everybody in here to go and see this Instagram account of the startup. I think it's called the Indian Ethnic Company, which is doing a fabulous job in selling saris by making dance videos. They are not just putting photo shoot videos there. And that is the whole point. You have to make sure that the selling happens, in a subliminal way. It's not in your face. Once you know that, then of course you can make your account, you can start posting. And I think it is a very smooth flow once you realize that content is the main thing why people are coming there. It's not the product. I think that's the answer. We can't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Abhik. I think two very interesting takeaways actually, that also, one must look at the kind of age group you are part of, in the sense that, are you really, under 40? So how different age groups cater to different social media accounts like Instagram or Facebook. And the second also being that don't be in your face kind of a selling, but more like a very subtle kind of a thing, like this very interesting idea of the sari dance videos. Excellent. Which also brings me now to the second question to you, Abhik, is that V Power from Body in Motion has asked, once you have already sort of set up, like what are the essential elements of branding that should be addressed through any branding and digital marketing exercise? What should one specifically do, focus on through branding and digital marketing to create sales channel and build pipeline after establishing oneself as an expert in the domain? Otherwise, it can become very expensive and open cycle is what she's saying. So Abhik,
okay.
If you could answer this.
Sure. So it's a very interesting question and it's a very important one too, because as she is rightly saying, it can be a vicious loop otherwise. So I think there are two main factors that everybody who is putting money into campaign should look at at the end of the funnel. One is the recall and another is the reorder. If your recall graph is not increasing and your loyalty is not increasing, meaning the returning customers are not increasing, then that just means it's like a cycle of you are running ads, people are buying it and they don't care about you. The actual test of a good branding campaign is, are people coming back without being shown further ads? If they have loved your product, if they have loved your service, and they have started to come back on their own, That's a very good litmus test of a good branding campaign. But every time to get a new customer acquisition, if you have to seed in money through Google banner ads or Facebook ads or YouTube ads, then that cycle will never stop, which basically means you're never becoming a brand. That customer is only coming because they saw that ad of 50% discount or 1+1. Right? So I think there are two things going back to, you have to see the recall of your average customers. For example, you will see all the biggest brands in the world, they have a very systematic approach to the kind of design elements that they have, so that you see their ads anywhere, you see their posts anywhere, you automatically know it is through that account. For example, you go to Netflix or you go to Zomato, you see a post anywhere and you know it has been designed by either Netflix or Zomato. They're not changing that thing, and the reason they're doing it is because they want that recall to be high, that instantly they should know that which brand is doing it. And the second, again, going back to look at your funneling in digital advertising, it's called the funneling system, where you see how many people are actually coming, for example, if it's digital, to your website, and how many are actually purchasing it in the end. If the reorder and the returning customer rate is increasing, it's a successful campaign. If it is not, then you have to go back and you have to change something in the beginning because something is wrong. That is the reason they are not coming back.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Abhi. Going to you, Deepa, one question which has come, which is very interesting, is that how do you use digital marketing to market products in a new country? So if you want to establish your this thing in a new country, your business, how do you use digital marketing? Is a question from Rupali Saxena from Sachi Creations.
Okay, so there are 2 or 3 ways. We basically bifurcate a campaign on not just social media. So when I talk about social media, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn. Now, all these 3 platforms give us a venue to market and reach out to our customers abroad. Supposing that I'm sitting here and I'm wanting to connect to somebody in Singapore or Hong Kong in US. If it is a B2B product, I put them an email on LinkedIn, a message on LinkedIn, and I also target them in case they are somewhere else. Maybe if it's a B2C customer, then I can target through Facebook. Facebook gives us the liberty to target customer based on their geography, based on their profile, based on their occupation, and based even on their interests. So if you're a golf player, I can target you. If you're fond of buying cars and I'm an automobile manufacturer, I can target you. So that is one way, through Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn ads. One of the most prominent category and product that can really do wonders in this segment is Google AdWords. From my own experience of working with almost 100+ brands and curating about 250+ startups, I can tell you that when it comes to performance or leads, there is no match to Google AdWords, and especially text ads. So I hope most of us understand Google AdWords, but I'd like to give in one simple line that Google AdWords is nothing but it's a platform that Google allows for you to sell your products. There are 2 types of versions in that. The first version is display ads, which are used for branding. And the second version is text ads. I think text ads are very effective when you're selling a product with very good conversion. So these are 2 or 3 things. So first is I can build an email campaign through tools like MailChimp or, there's so many, Sendinblue. You can target a community if you already have one, whether it is in the world, anywhere across the world, as a matter of fact. The second is through social media, PPC ads targeted in, you can do geofencing of your customers. The third is through Google AdWords. That is a major asset. And the fourth, and something new, which is like a new segment to many people, that I meet with, is programmatic and contextual buying. That means that if I'm wanting to buy a car and I'm selling, for example, car perfumes, I can target to that particular customer in that particular geography. So these 4-5 things, it makes it so simple.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Deepa. And one more question to you, Deepa, is which actually comes from our, our convener, Ms. Smita Premchanda, for the digital inclusion group, actually,
Sure.
from Sampark, who's asking, and I think this may be a question for many, because we have a lot of many young resource poor women, who have aspirations not just at our rural level, but also at the urban level. And especially the rural level, it also is you have a micro enterprise, but the whole digital inclusion is sort of a bit away. So how can digital inclusion really help them, not only in building their personalities, and how can they also access digital marketing? So if you have a rural setup micro enterprise,
Correct.
Can they make use of digital marketing, and if so, how can they go about?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. So I'll switch to Hindi also in between. I love Hindi. So देखिए, ये डिजिटल में मजा ही ये है कि आपको न्यूज़पेपर में इतना पैसा खर्च करना पड़ता है, आपको टेलीविजन पे ये सब चीजें, बेसिक चीज है डिजिटल. Anybody can start a campaign who has a laptop. There is no geographic limitation कि मैं गांव में बैठी हूँ या मैं शहर में हूँ या मैं अपने घर में हूँ. You just need a laptop and you just need some digital literacy. और अब तो इतने सारे कोर्सेज आ गए हैं. यू गॉट कोर्सेरा, यू गॉट यूडेमी, यू गॉट EDX. उस पे मुझे लगता है जितनी भी औरतें मुझे सुन रही हैं, दे शुड रीड. दे वेरी स्मॉल कैप्सूल कोर्सेज कि आप कैसे डिजिटल में अपना फुटप्रिंट ब्रांड का बना सकते हैं. तो आपने तंजौर पेंटिंग्स के बारे में सुना होगा कि ये आई थिंक इन चेन्नई और हैदराबाद, this gentleman was in losses and he was not able to sell his paintings. He was running in perpetual losses until his son stepped in and they started Google ads and he started to export. And I think he has turnovers in about 10 plus $million starting in a span of 2 years. So आप कहीं भी हैं, डिजिटल लिटरेसी में एक छोटा सा कोर्स करिए, बेसिक्स क्लियर करिए, एंड यू आर गुड टू गो. और अगर फिर भी अगर डाउट है तो मेरे पास आइए. वी डू नॉट चार्ज एनीथिंग. I will help you, guide you कि इसको कैसे आगे बढ़ाना है. I'm more than happy to.
Wonderful, wonderful. In fact, there was a question on the chat box that can we reach out to our mentors through LinkedIn?
With pleasure, with pleasure.
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So now coming back to you, Abik, one question was that how do you get started on the tech side of the product while you have an amazing idea? So how do you? I think it's the absolute beginning that you have a great product, but how do you start with the technology part of it for getting your business rolling?
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, I have to start by saying this is a very tricky question. It's tricky because the whole answer depends upon the viability of your actual product. Because there is no right answer with the tech of things if it's not solving a human problem. That is one thing which a lot of new startup, entrepreneurs miss, is they think that we have this great idea. If we just can code it, it will become a unicorn. So you have to understand two things. First of all, find out, is it actually solving a human problem or not, which is needed in the market to be solved? And the second thing is check the budget viability. Can you be in the market for 18 months? And I say this always to every startup entrepreneur when they come to me, that always ask yourself, when you're building a tech enterprise today, what will you do if Amazon copies the idea tomorrow morning? I always ask them this because you need to ask yourself this before you head on to a category which only have the Googles and Microsofts of the world. So you have to be careful by doing a pilot first. So I would always recommend do a 3 to 6 months pilot, understand the ROI of that idea, how much of customers are actually interested in paying for that idea, more importantly. Because you have to realize if after 3 months, Amazon or a Google copies it and comes to India, then they can give that product for free for 7 months, 8 months. How will you sustain? So what is that unique proposition you are doing? The answer, the overview answer to having a tech team is very easy. There are a lot of, places where you can get like collaborators who will help you with tech, starting from as simple as going to LinkedIn. You will find a lot of tech collaborators who will come and help you to get that product live. But first, I will always recommend do a pilot, do a soft launch, see how much viability that actually has in the real world. Then are you ready to push it through 18 months? That's the time I always say you should have in the back of your mind. Can you sustain 18 months of it? And then you can go into raising capital in the market. So I think just keep these two things in your mind, that it's not just, the tech is not there just because it looks attractive. Just because everybody is talking about machine learning, so I will put machine learning. Is it actually solving a problem?
In fact, coming to the second question also, Abhi, which says actually, this is from Rekha M from Privox Technologies, who's saying that, what are the strategies for an early stage startup? Of course, you answered to consider digital marketing, but what she's specifically asking is, when do you think is the right time to adopt digital marketing? One is you're already there, you're just starting out, but when is the right decision, or when is the time to go digital, with your product? So is it absolutely when you start the business, or what is the stage of business that you feel the startup should consider for digital marketing?
I think today in 2021, the digital marketing should start even before you launch your product. So the question is actually the other way around. It's like, how soon can you be out there? Because even if people are not purchasing your product through the digital space, they are learning about it through that space. So the sooner you go there, the better, and the better community you can build over there. That is that community which is going to stay with you forever, because that is that community which will grow with you as you also grow. For example, if you are if you're a makeup brand and you are growing this community of people who actually adore your products, who are recommending between their friend circles, you can only do that if you're giving them a base. For example, that base can be your Facebook page, it can be your Instagram page, right? Through that, it will grow on. Now imagine you are in the business. Now you are thinking, I am just selling my products in a physical store. Why do I have to be on Instagram, or why do I have to be on Facebook? Because I'm not selling it online. You have to realize that by not being online also, there are a lot of people who are actually searching for you before making that purchase decision. So you have to give them that kind of vantage point to know that, okay, there are actually 150 people who have written positive reviews about this product. I can purchase it from Shoppers Stop. So that is also another, element to digital that you have to keep in mind. So the long story short, it is never like
Too early.
Too early.
Thanks, Abhi. Deepa, the next question is to you, which is very interesting. It is a brand question from Padma Education Society. Ms. Jagriti is written, who's asked us that, while branding, what is highlighted, the individual's personality or the organization?
It depends. What is it that you're wanting to highlight? So supposing that I'm a speaker and, I want to highlight my profile, I'm going to work on that. But when basically I think it's organization's aura, ambience, and the entire, we call that brand share of voice. So in my experience, when people, even you as a person are a brand. So I think organizational brand is what is highlighted, the complete culture. And the way, there are three things that you have to, as I said, the basics need to be clear. First, your content has to speak your soul. What does your product stand for? Second, what is the objective that you want? As Abhi also said, social media is very rarely gives you sales. It does. There are means that you can generate sales from social media, but very rarely gives you, sales. So we need to create the brand share of voice, brand SOV, we call that.
Sure.
That's the second thing.
Yeah. One more question to you, Deepa, is also, of course, this many of the participants would have this question, which maybe both you and Abhi can answer. They're saying that, I'm seeking a very good digital marketing agency for my startup. Here, of course, it's a brand of bags to market, but this is true for others, to market to a global audience. And most of the agencies are extremely expensive and they don't want to work with a startup. So are there any recommendations for any good agencies that can assist, people like Bhavna ji from Gaurav Private Limited, and any good agency that can assist in boosting online sales and on planning strategy? So if there are some common names that you would know, would be
yes. Yeah. So I would think otherwise, Uma ji. मैंने 13 साल काम किया, 4 स्टार्टअप्स बनाए, मैं सबको एडवाइस करूंगी एजेंसी के पास मत जाओ. आप 2 लोग रखो अपनी टीम में और गाइडेंस के लिए आप मेरे पास आओ, अभी के पास जाओ, जो भी आपको डिजिटल एक्सपर्ट मिलता है, गाइडेंस उनसे लो. एजेंसी, देखिए मैंने एजेंसी चलाई है 10 साल. एजेंसी स्टार्टअप को महंगी पड़ेगी. इट विल बी एक्सपेंसिव. एक चीज होती है स्टार्टअप के लिए, रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट बहुत जरूरी चीज होती है. उनका जेस्टेशन पीरियड 3 महीने है, वो खर्चा करने के बाद सोचते हैं सेल्स कहां से मिलेगा, है ना. तो मैं ये सजेस्ट करूंगी 1 या 2 लोग अपने बैनर के नीचे रखिए. एक परफॉर्मेंस के लिए रखिए, एक ब्रांडिंग के लिए रखिए, और आप बहुत अच्छा कनेक्ट करके अपना फुटप्रिंट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. I do not believe in any agencies anymore because for starters, because it's an expensive proposition.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what I think. You can create a beautiful campaign with your in-house team.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
another thing before I sign off and we can take away is that one important thing, जब भी campaign बनाना है अपना या अपना digital branding create करना है या किसी के साथ negotiate करते हैं, तो ये सवाल पूछिए deliverables क्या रहेंगे? If I'm spending 10 rupees, what is it that I get in return? That is the question you need to ask your team, you and the agency. That will be it.
Great. So one more question, Avik or Deepaji, either of you could take, is that this is Rekha Kale from Kosh Ventures, who's saying that I'm into retailing of daily essentials and I've started selling on Amazon. I've shipped around 30 products in a span of 1 month and is looking for mentoring in Amazon FBA. Any suggestions?
Yes. Abhik, if you'd like to take it, good, but this is what I'd say. And that is FBA पे एक कोर्स करिए छोटा सा Udemy पे 2 घंटे का भी कोर्स नहीं है, बहुत सिंपल है ये. Amazon का बेसिकली आपका फुलफिलमेंट कैसे होता है उसके ऊपर है पूरा प्रोसेस. नॉर्मली जो हाईएस्ट कॉस्ट है पर प्रोडक्ट पे जो मैंने अंदाजा लगाया है which is close to about $1.35. So अगर आपको बेसिक्स क्लियर करने हैं, you can send me questions, you can also do a course and you can also get an Amazon account manager as to how you can fulfill your shipments. What is the process on it?
One more question is from Ruchi Jain from Taru Naturals, who is saying that launching a new product you guys have already answered, but I think particularly on I think packaging in the market, and then how does one go about doing that and then selling on social media? If either of you would like to take. And one is also asking the second question. I'll just bundle up, which is from Alpana Gupta from Mapic Foods, who's asking, kindly let us know how to market our new healthy food products. I think it's very niche. It's healthy food product that they want to market. So how do they go about doing that?
Sure. So basically, first of all, that we have to realize is when we're looking at packaging today, it is one of the most important differentiators. ये मतलब हम सबको एक बार इसके बारे में इसलिए सोचना चाहिए क्योंकि 1980s में 90s में there were only 10-12 products in every category. अभी आप अगर बस Amazon में जाओगे, अभी आप नॉर्मल अगर आप ग्रोसरी के प्रोडक्ट्स बेच रहे हो, एसेंशियल आइटम्स जैसे बेच रहे हो, फॉर एग्जांपल आप बस Amazon नहीं, आप फिर ग्रोफर्स भी देखो, आप बिग बास्केट भी देखो, क्योंकि आप कमीशन हर किसी को दोगे. So do not do just one particular brand, go everywhere. And coming back to the packaging question particularly, जितना यूनिक आप एक पैकेजिंग में या तो कलर के थ्रू या तो उसके शेप के थ्रू आप कर सकते हो, उतना ज्यादा रिकॉल बढ़ेगा. एंड इसका सबसे अच्छा एग्जांपल है पेपर बोट. पेपर बोट से पहले कोई भी बेवरेजेस उस तरह के पाउच में नहीं बेचता था. It was all bottles and most of them either plastic bottles or glass bottles. पर उस पैकेजिंग डिफरेंशिएटर ने उसको स्टैंड आउट कराया ऐसे मार्केट में जहां पे पेप्सी और कोक किसी और को घुसने ही नहीं दे रहा था 20 साल से. सो पैकेजिंग इज एक्चुअली मच मोर इम्पोर्टेंट अब के डेट में, जहां पे इतने सारे क्लटर्ड कैटेगरीज में इतने सारे ब्रांड्स है, हर कैटेगरी में 1000 ब्रांड्स है. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली अ वेरी गुड वे टू स्टैंड आउट इन दिस मार्केट. And coming quickly to the health question, there are a lot of these forums now because people have become very, very active in actually having these communities. It can be local communities, it can be cycling communities, but there are these healthy communities where people come together to actually promote that healthy lifestyle and give tips to each other. So if collaborating with these places will actually help these audiences to connect to the kind of customers who actually want to use your product. You won't be randomly showing ads. कि आपको जरूरत नहीं है आप जाके फेसबुक या इंस्टाग्राम में आप सबको एड्स दिखा रहे हो, आपको पता नहीं है. फॉर एग्जांपल कोई depending upon how healthy your product is, it is a generic healthy product everybody in the family can use, or is it like a protein bar which people who go for jogs and gyms every day are using? Depending upon that, you would need a niche audience. तो वो niche audience इस सारे forums के साथ आप collaborations कर सकते हो. For example, for startups, I would always recommend try to collaborate with brands which have a similar audience but different product. Like for example, if somebody has launched like a shoe, which and is like looking at a healthy lifestyle, and you are like a granola bar, you can collaborate and do a marathon together. You can, your marketing cost will also be divided by half.
Great. So I think we are coming close to our session. So I want to take just one last question before also hearing Deepa ji about the Super Tech Girl, which is a very interesting initiative that Deepa ji has put together. So one last question is, in fact, two questions. One is actually more directed to us, where they're also asking about, to do some program on exports and imports and teaching the women entrepreneurs. So for that, I would have to say that under the Greater 50, we are constantly looking at new capacity building programs, mentor sessions. So I'm sure we'll definitely try and put together something on exports and imports and how to handle queries around that. Coming to my last question, which is from Shweta Verma from Guinea's Planet, who's saying that they are about to turn 2 years old, and with much happening online in 2020, we were wondering what is the best way to reach to parents, children, and schools. I think that is their focus group, and we focus on nurturing empathy, respect for diversity. Please suggest how should marketing strategy and the marketing budget be for someone like them. So Deepa ji, would you like to answer that and then also introduce us to the Super Tech Girl initiative of yours?
Yes, yes, Amari. So the question is that marketing strategy क्या रहनी चाहिए? ये सवाल है उनका.
जी.
ये मुझे लगता है अगर आपके जैसे कंज्यूमर बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट है तो उसमें आप शुरू कीजिए. मुझे इंस्टाग्राम बहुत पावरफुल लगता है B2C में. इट्स वेरी वेरी पावरफुल. अगर आपको लोगों से कनेक्ट करना है, अगर आपको लीड्स निकालने हैं, अगर आपको देयर इज अनदर थिंग इंस्टाग्राम के अलावा ग्रुप मार्केटिंग. फेसबुक पे आप चुनिए 50 के टॉप के ग्रुप्स, उसमें एक बहुत अच्छा पोस्ट और एक क्रिएटिव डालिए जो कैची हो. बिगिन विद दैट. Then if you want to go to enterprises, I told you, for enterprises and B2B, LinkedIn जैसा कुछ नहीं. और अगर आपको कंज्यूमर से एंगेज करना है तो फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम बहुत पावरफुल है. Even Twitter is good, but Twitter is one too many. मेरे हिसाब से you should be invested on Instagram ads. They are very, very powerful. I can tell you because I've run several campaigns. And best part, I don't even need anybody's help. I run it on my cell phone. Very, very confident about it. So ये चीज है. बाकी दो तरीके से कैंपेन बनाया जाता है. एक होता है burst campaign, which is heavily invested into branding. If you want your audience to know about it, create a burst campaign. Burst campaign branding के थ्रू होता है, और ब्रांडिंग हम बेसिकली 3-4 चीजों से करते हैं, जैसे कि प्रोग्रामेटिक बाइंग, जिसमें आप 100, 150, 200 वेबसाइट्स पे अपना बैनर लगा सकते हो. बहुत सस्ता होता है और ये आपको हर एक इंप्रेशन का एक बहुत छोटा सा कीमत चुकाना पड़ता है एज अगेंस्ट द कन्वेंशनल मीडिया बाइंग. And the other one is sustenance, which is through social media and Google and such campaigns. So I hope I answer, but you can come and write to me. I've written my LinkedIn contact. You can connect with me. I'll answer any question you want to know.
Thank you so much. And Deepa ji, about the Super Tech Girl, we
yes.
to learn.
Thank you, Umaji, for this, and thank you to Harjinder ji also for letting me. I'm very happy to tell you that on this 10th of April, we are curating a program from IWIL, which is the Indian Women Institutional League. And I'm thankful to Vicky for letting us have this platform to speak about it. Tech Supergirl basically उन औरतों के लिए हम curate कर रहे हैं, starting from the age of 16 to 55, जितनी भी ladies हैं, कि भाई टेक्नोलॉजी में आगे कैसे बढ़ना है. That is one. अगर जैसे आपके सवाल हैं कि मैं डिजिटल में कैसे आगे बढ़ूं, तो that will answer. We have close to about 15 CIOs and CMOs from the industry coming in. There is Blossom Coacher, there is Amazon Southeast Asia head, there is InMobi head जो डिजिटल के पंडित हैं सारे. तो हम चाहेंगे कि आप लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े, और उसकी कोई फीस नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. It's just an impact initiative, and we have about 20 IIT business schools, IIT and IIMs coming in also. So thank you very much. I hope I'm brief, Umaji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, and that brings us to a wrap. I think we've taken up almost all questions. Some of them, of course, were similar in nature. But any other questions that you have, please write into Fiki, write into WEP. We'll be happy to take. And very kindly, both Deepa ji and Avik have shared their LinkedIn profiles also. You can reach out to them directly. You can reach out to them via us and other mentors. So once again, Thank you so much, Deepa and Abhik, for giving us your time and answering all questions, all types of questions which have come, and giving us your time here. So once again, thank you, and we hope for all our participants who've joined us, the FAQs will be shared on the community page of both WEP as well as on the Greater 50 website. So anytime you want to reach out beyond this program also, please, we are happy and we are here to bring this partnership. With that, we come to a close. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks.
you.